Blog Talk Radio.
Down to my soul, to the family, we are you need, that's a guarantee.
When you cross the line, you cross the family. I am the Don of Pro Wrestling, Don Tommaso. I am the boss of this family. Hell has no fury like the family, so consider yourself warned. You might not like me, but you will respect me. Pay me the proper respect I deserve. Power don't die, it grows. And I am power, and this time I am going to stop at nothing till I have control of everything and everyone. Don't take it personal. Take it real personal. I am the Don along with D.O.W. Jones. Mr. Jones to you, and the drama queen of hearts.
You will respect us or off with your head.
It's all in the family. Deception. Drama. Money. Greed. It's all in the family.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Doc Society Entertainment Talk Live. I am your host, Keith the Don Tommaso, and today we're going to talk about a couple of good subjects, but before we get on here, we're going to go ahead and talk about what the show is all about. The show was originally supposed to have aired this Wednesday, but folks at Doc Society Entertainment got a hold of me and asked me if I would like to host this show, doing it 5 nights a week. And I was more than happy to oblige by that and to come on board as your host. And what the show is going to do is talk about a lot of things, entertainment in the professional wrestling world, where I originated from, in the film and entertainment world, and basically in everything entertainment. So we're going to have a lot of special guests as shows progress, but today is our debut show, so it's just more or less wearing out the kinks and getting on with the show and see how things go. So today we're going to talk about 3 topics at hand, and the first one is going to be the Bates Motel debut tonight, in which started off in a good start for the season premiere of season 3, and which in this case I think I see Norman is starting to turn into the Norman that we all know, and I'm sure a lot of you out there can agree with me on this. It was a good episode. It had some good things. It started off a little slow, but still that's how they all start off when they begin their season premieres, and hopefully it kicks on and does really good as the season progresses. But in my opinion, without spoiling anything, I think this might be the season that you might see the end of Mother, and that would be a good thing. So we'd probably get onto the subject of how Norman Bates would originate managing the hotel and starting to kill off the guests one by one, and we'll get to see a more in-depth story on that. In other news, we have American Horror Story Season 5, which is making headlines throughout the web and the networks and such, with Lady Gaga is added to the helm as being aboard the American Horror Story season, and also we have Evan Peters that confirmed on being back on board with the show. And the concept of the show being in the hotel scenario, I think, is a great one personally. It has potential to return back to the roots as it was in season 1 with Murder House. So you might be able to see a lot of the haunts and the good scares in that, and get back to the basic horror fraction, which I think American Horror Story should be. I'm hoping that when they speculate on some rumors that the storyline will revolve around H.H. Holmes, is not to be mistaken by John Holmes. With all of you with a perverted sense of humor, you know who I'm talking about. But H.H. Holmes is better known as Dr. Henry Howard Holmes. Confessed to 27 murders, but the body count was as high as 200. He was basically at a hotel that he called the World's Fair Hotel, and which the hotel itself was a big part of the murders, and which inside was 100 windowless rooms, doorways that led into brick walls, oddly angled hallways, and stairs that go to nowhere. I mean, doors would open from the outside, and there's a lot of good scary stuff going on in that Labyrinth construction and future show. American Horror Story 5 is starting to pick up with what it's going to be about, and that's supposed to come into play in October. As usual, the American Horror Story trilogy series does come into play. Another big thing on tonight was the WWE Raw. I mean, me being in the wrestling business as a pro wrestling manager in the independent circuit, I watch Raw, and to me, I just don't get the interest as I used to. I mean, you have R-Truth to me that is annoying in the whole intercontinental angle. It's just not doing it. In my opinion, the match might bring it to justice, but I say the two bringing it in any interest would be Dean Ambrose and Wade Barrett. And a ladder match with just them two would have worked just fine instead of adding on into all this mess with you have all these different people coming in for the Intercontinental title. It just doesn't go. It sounds too gimmicky, and it just doesn't work that well. In my opinion, it is. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that probably disagree and think it's a good idea. But onto a good move with the WWE. What they did tonight was induct and have for the Warrior Award to induct young Connor Michalek. I want to say his name right. As the first to be inducted into the Warriors Award, and that's going to be at the 2015 Hall of Fame before WrestleMania. Connor passed away in April 25th, and but I seen the promo and everything that when he was there and the superstars were around him, I mean, it was a great thing. I think WWE showed a lot of class by doing this. Brock Lesnar had an angle, but in my opinion, I don't think it's an angle. I think that Brock Lesnar, to me, the way the media and the way the news is shaping up about this, I really think that he's a person that is looking at a business aspect rather than work. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if he stiffs the WWE and walks away with the title. And I mean, when I say walk away, I mean leave the WWE with the title. I mean, it could happen. I mean, it's possible. It's just that this is a man that sees money opportunities in other fields and other people want him. So I think that he might end up just going on to and jumping ship and going on board with the MMA and other promotions that might want him. But if the WWE can offer him money, I think he'll probably end up staying there. But I just see that he's all business and he's not into it for the work. But the downside of what I saw tonight was lack of story. I think the WWE is losing a lot of story and the lack of bringing the audience a good involvement within the characters and such. And a lot of that, which not playing direction, goes to the broadcast team. I think the only one that really brings interest to me would be JBL. I'm not saying that because I played a heel myself in the professional wrestling world, but I think JBL really gets to a point when it comes to telling the matches. But in the case of, nothing against Booker T, but I think that they dwindle more on what's going on besides the matches. And I think they need to get more into involvement. I mean, me personally, my favorite commentary was by Gordon Soley, who passed away years ago, but to me, no one could do it better as those commentators back in the 80s and the early 90s. They really talked about the matches. But even if they sidelined from the matches, they still bring a sense of entertainment. And also the whole thing with Axelmania. I think it's a gimmick that needs to go. Instead of marketing off of Holt, I think he should market off his father. When I say market, I don't mean by cashing in. I mean just by studying more of what his father did, Curt Hennig. Curt Hennig, in my opinion, was a better wrestler and performer than Hogan. Hogan was a better entertainer. But I think they're marketing the Axel image in the wrong direction. I think that they're taking a talent that has potential and actually is a third generation talent, Larry the Axe Hennig being the first, and you're just flushing it away with all this stupidity with the Axelmania ripping off the Hulkamania thing, and it just doesn't go well with what I see. Another thing is John Cena in that angle. The John Cena angle is running around itself, and I think if John Cena can, if you look at the statistics of what I see, you had Hogan from 1984 to 1994, He turned heel, went to the NWO. Popularity was still there. I mean, and he turned his back on fans and that. He just turned his back into more an aggressive image, and it really put me back in the 80s. If Cena could turn and stretch, Cena was in the promotion around the same amount of time, around 10 years or so, maybe a little bit more. But if Cena could just turn and become more aggressive, like he did tonight, show more ruthlessness, I think it'd be good for his character. And I think it'd also be good for more of attention seeking to the show and bringing that angle to life more. As far as when it came to the New Day, well, that was a bathroom break to me. I mean, I have nothing more to say about that. And I think the most entertaining part of the whole evening was Bray Wyatt's promo. It was, I think the guy can handle having a match that's going to happen with The Undertaker. At WrestleMania, he can carry that whole match, lead into that match all by himself just for what his promo stands for, and that's awesome. So, I mean, that's my opinion. As far as Randy Orton and Seth Rollins, I mean, it just has no interest in me. But as far as the WWE in total watching, I really see a lack of what I really enjoy watching back in the day. I mean, it just doesn't have that anymore. I think with the lack of competition out there, I mean, TNA, I mean, that's not no competition, but I mean, with the lack of competition, you really have no place to tune into. So I hope some other promotions rise up and take that helm and go off and do something good. Like I said, there's a lot of good things happening in the entertainment world, and with Doc Society Entertainment Talk Live, I'm hoping that we can go ahead and bring you fans some insight on what's going on. Also in news, it's sad to say that producer, writer, and 9-time Emmy Award winner, Simpsons co-creator Sam Simon passed away at 59 today, which is sad. I'm a big fan of The Simpsons, and it's sad to lose another iconic person in the entertainment world. Last week was Leonard Nimoy, who, I mean, that was a big shock to a lot of us. He passed away at 83. I mean, he did live a great life, but he did bring a lot of great things to his fans. And so that was sad. And we did lose a lot of great film and entertainment and sports people throughout the upcoming weeks. Not upcoming weeks. I mean, I'm not shedding bad news on people. But, I mean, the past few weeks, we did lose a lot of stars. AMC also announced that 2 seasons of The Walking Dead spin-off are in the works, and they're going to be prequels. So we need more zombies. Scream Queens is coming this fall to Fox. Scream Queens is also casting Jamie Lee Curtis and Emma Roberts. And it's created by Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk. And that comes to fall 2015. That showed promise. Anything with Jamie Lee Curtis in it, I think, would bring something, especially being on TV. I think that's a good, different step for her, and I think she's going to do good with that. Neil Blomkamp is making a new Alien movie, starring Sigourney Weaver, and also is going to have Michael Biehn as playing Ripley and Hicks. He's not playing Ripley and Hicks, but I mean Sigourney Weaver's going to play Ripley, and Michael Biehn is going to play Hicks. And it's going to be a sequel to Aliens, James Cameron's film that came out in the 80s. And he's thinking about doing 2 films. So it's going to be more or less how a lot of the films are going these days, and they tell half the story, and then they cut it, and then they show the next film later on. They're making an all-male Ghostbuster film. Now this is something that gets me. All-male Ghostbuster film, with Channing Tatum. Now, is there a reason for this? I mean, come on. You have a female version coming out. Melissa McCarthy, some other actresses involved. Now you get to a male version. I mean, it's just what is it, Battle of the Sexes in Ghostbusters now? I mean, it just doesn't work for me. Well, I mean, a lot of you fans, I mean, I'm a big fan of Ghostbusters, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Ghostbusters, but I mean, when it comes down to this, it just doesn't make sense of how having 2 versions, a male version and a female version, just doesn't make sense. So, let's go to one of our coming attractions that we have on our show today.
lives 50 feet beneath the streets. It's 36 feet long. It weighs over 2,000 pounds. And it's about to break out.
You're looking at the one who saw it. And it was big.
You said it was dark. Now, perhaps you're mistaken. An alligator half that size would starve in a week. He kept coming up with some garbage about alligators in the sewers.
Alligators in the sewers?
Once it escaped, there was no way to stop it.
Sir! The safety of the public is my job.
It could be anywhere.
There he is.
Ready to attack at any moment.
I've seen what this animal can do. You'd better take all the help you can get.
Keep coming. At first, no one believed it. Now, no one will forget it. Alligator.
Well, Alligator, back in the day when there was good horror films that came to your theater, they had great trailers and they had great promotional spots. I miss those days. Speaking of movies, I have two movies I'd like to review today on the show. I got to watch two of them. The first one, ABCs of Death 2, which I'll let give a quick review on. 26 Filmmakers, 26 Ways to Die. It's a good film. Not that bad, but it was good. It was not the best. Two of my favorite was A for Amateur, B for Badger, and C for Capital Punishment. I mean, it just right in the beginning of the film. I think those are well done. C was also great also. And there was more within the Murder Alphabet that were good as well. But the Don gives us could have been a little better, but it was good. A really good film I saw was Housebound. It was a 2014 New Zealand film about a thief that remanded house arrest and was haunted by an unseen, well, I don't want to say ghost, I don't want to say creature, I don't want to give the film away, but she's haunted by something in the house. And it goes on as it's like a bloody roller coaster ride. I mean, you don't know what's going on. I just don't want to give it all away, but it is a really good horror film. It really grabs your attention. It's a gory, fun time to watch. Fun film to watch. And Don gives that 5 stars out of 5. You can see both of these on Netflix. If you have Netflix, you can tune in and watch both of them, ABCs of Death 2 and Housebound. And also, I'd like to go on and talk about a couple of upcoming things going on. We also, at Doc Society Entertainment, have some great projects in the work. One is to host a motion picture, which is going to star a handful of horror hosts, a mixture of great actors, and also you have a good mixture of professional wrestlers involved. So far, we have attached to the crew, we have Glenn McCurry. We also have Shannon Stocking. I hope I say that right, because she gets mad at me all the time when I say it wrong. We have a handful of good people involved as well. Gary Douglas. We have Lee Valiant, professional wrestler. We also have, attached to it, is the old WWF wrestler, Big Bully Busick. And we have an old school wrestler, Outlaw Ron Bass. I mean, those are just the actors involved. Not to mention the horror hosts involved. And also we're going to have a lot of mixture of good monsters. It's going to be a very zany, good time. It's kind of like in a tradition of an old National Lampoon's fun film. Also in works is a film, Sins of the Father, which is going to be a very gritty and dark horror story. which we have good names involved in that as well. And event-wise, Doc Society Entertainment has Tanzan's own wrestling promotion of Great Southern Championship Wrestling, which will be kicking off on April 25th in the North Carolina area. You're going to have some good matches with that, as you have Mike Williams facing off against Frank Parker. You have Daniel Ocean facing off against Lee Valiant. You'll have a 600-pound monster of a man, Dangerous Donnie, as he takes on 5 wrestlers at once in the ring. Also, you can see Big Billy Busick, and you'll be able to see Outlaw Ron Bass in person at this event, and also a special appearance by Glenn McCurry and Shane Stockton as well. So we may have some promotion of how to host at that event on April 25th. The film is supposed to kick off to start filming until June, but it's going to be a fun time. Also, in other news, we're going to, in the future shows of Doc Society Entertainment, we're going to usually have our chat system and also our call-in system. We didn't have it today because, like I said, it's our first episode of Doc Society Entertainment Talk Live, and I just wanted to get you audience built up and knowing what we're going to be talking about. It's not going to be the same thing all the time. Our next show is tomorrow night at 11 p.m. It'll be something completely different. But as we go along, we just want to bring you the up-to-date stuff in the entertainment world, but also going to have special guests as well. We'll have some actors on board. And tonight it's going to be a 30-minute episode, and we're going to be 30 minutes for the next 2 weeks. And then we're going to go up to an hour episode a night. So, like I said, this is just a touch base and feel and see where we go. And I think we had a good show so far. And the next episode, you'll be able to call in and chat live and talk about your opinions and such. So feel free, if you want to go to the website of Doc Society Entertainment, you can go ahead and go to www.docsocietyentertainment.com. And there you can see all the upcoming stuff, which is going to be on Doc Society Entertainment Talk Live, and also on the upcoming films that are brought to you by Doc Society Entertainment. And also you can go ahead and look up the professional wrestling, Great Southern Championship Wrestling, and see what matches and see if we're coming around your area. And there also is a store there that you can buy horror films and science fiction films. So we're going to have a lot to offer on that website. So it's a society all in itself. And if you want to be a guest on the show, if you're in the writer, film producer, music, any aspect of entertainment, you want to be a guest on my show, go ahead and you can email me at docsocietypictures@gmail.com. Once again, it's docsocietypictures@gmail.com. So let's go to another coming attraction of those good old days in horror films.
Again, spend a night away from home. After you spend a night with Ida and Vincent.
Ida will show you the way.
You want us to register?
No, that won't be necessary.
Your most terrifying nightmare could never prepare you for what happens to the guests.
Vincent, you think in the years to come people will appreciate us for what we're doing here?
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, goody, I love surprises.
One after another they come. One after another, they check in. And pray for the day they can check out.
All we have to do is give to be happy.
You'll never forget Ida.
Well, Motel Hell, one of my favorites. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. It is a really good film. And also, as we get to closing, just a reminder, if you want to catch up on all your Doc Society Entertainment news and what's going to be on Doc Society Entertainment Talk Live on the upcoming days, just go on over to www.docsocietyentertainment.com. Once again, that's www.docsocietyentertainment.com. And if you want to be a guest on my show, go ahead and email me at docsocietypictures@gmail.com. Once again, docsocietypictures@gmail.com. Tomorrow night we'll be talking about a lot of new upcoming projects, and also we'll be talking to probably some special guests as well. So I hope you tune in tomorrow at 11 p.m. at the same time as Doc Society Entertainment Talk Live goes back on the air. And I'd like to thank you all for tuning in tonight, for being a part of this here show. Time went by really fast. Half an hour really does fly. It should be really good when we go 1 hour instead of this 30-minute time slot. But like I said, we're just on testing grounds now. And I'm happy that Doc Society Entertainment itself picked me to be your host on this show. And I hope we're going to have many, many shows to come. So if you have anything you want me to talk about, feel free to email me or drop me a line on Facebook. I do have a website here on Facebook. You can just drop me a line there, or you can go ahead and email me at docsocietyentertainment.com, or you can go ahead, docsocietypictures.com, and I'll be happy to get back to you. So, as we do in closing, as I always say to all you fans out there, and those of you that know me in the professional wrestling world, don't take it personal. No, you just take it real personal. This is the Don Keith Tomaso, and I thank you for tuning in to Doc Society Entertainment.
Don Tomaso to the family, we are you need, that's a guarantee.
When you cross the line, you cross the family. I am the Don of Pro Wrestling, Don Tomaso. I am the boss of this family. Hell has no fury like the family, so consider yourself warned. You might not like me, but you will respect me. Pay me the proper respect I deserve. Power don't die, it grows. And I am power, and this time I am going to stop at nothing till I have control of everything and everyone. Don't take it personal. Take it real personal. I am the Don along with D.O.W. Jones, Mr. Jones to you, and the drama queen of hearts.
You will respect us or off with your head.
It's all in the family. Deception. Drama. Money. Greed. It's all in the family.
There is more to me, Queen Eliara of Elfgard, than my elven magic. Just as there's more to Geico than saving you money, Geico also gives you 24/7 access to licensed agents online, on the phone, or on the Geico app. And while I am a mighty elf queen, I am also a mighty big fan of barbecue potato chips. Minions! More smoky mesquite.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Get 2 classic bacon, egg, and cheese croissant sandwiches for $5 at Dunkin', because 2 is better than 1. 2 is bigger. 2 is more. And 2 doesn't mess around. That's 2 times the Cherrywood smoked bacon and flaky, buttery croissants. And they're always made to order. Give 1 to a friend or grab 2 just for you. 2 classic bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches on a croissant for $5. America runs on Dunkin'. Exclusions may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. May vary. Limited time offer. May vary. Limited time offer. May vary. Limited time offer.